So, Bob, effort good, efficiency not? I mean, what was your thoughts on how that played out?
Can't win when you're 4 for 32. I thought our effort was fine. How do you win 4 for 32? Not gonna win. They big boyed us there for a spell that hurt us. We didn't.
Was not having Taz.
Well, we're not going to go 4 for 32 if Taz is playing, that's for sure. We had opportunities. I mean, we had opportunities in the first half to kind of extend the lead, and we did dumb things, and we ran that 3-stack stuff to explode out of it, and we got a layup in it, and then the second time we trotted out of it instead of sprinting out of it, and we got all jammed up. We don't get loose balls. We haven't gotten loose balls all year. And we talked about it, we drill it, talk about it, drill it, and we haven't gotten loose balls. It's the same thing with scoring around a goal. I mean, we've made a conscious effort that is the first thing that we do every practice with the bigs. Tips, taps, and wraps. And we get in the game, we don't hold on to the ball, we shoot it on the turn. It doesn't go in when you shoot it on the turn. I don't care who you are. You got to turn. Point your shoulder at the rim and score. We didn't do it.
So looking for that inside help, was the reason to play James?
He deserves an opportunity. I wanted to play Seth. I really wanted to play Seth. I just didn't have. I didn't have the opportunity. The game was close, and every mistake hurts. But then again, I had older guys out there making mistakes. So Gabe gave us a great effort, but can't go 4 for 32 and beat hardly anybody, fellas.
The effort from Gabe in the second half, when he starts taking the ball to the basket, how much of that is just him recognizing shots aren't falling and he takes that upon himself, and how much of that is out of a specific set or design? Is that all him, or?
It's a little bit of both. Yeah. A little bit of both. And quite frankly, up until this year when he really started to work at it, Gabe never made a layup.
Right.
I mean, I think Gabe was 0 for the season before. But he's worked at it. He's worked at it. He's put time in, he's worked at it. Same with his free throw shooting. He never made a free throw before. I mean, he might have banked one in. But, now he's not a good free throw shooter, but he's above average free throw shooter. It took a lot of work.
Bob, you got an explanation on Jalen, 16 first half points and shut out in the second half?
Yeah, Bob, they guarded him. They were triangling 2 at times. They chased him and Sean. Chased him and Sean and basically dared our other guys to beat them.
I'm not sure what it says that you almost did. I mean,
we had opportunities. I mean, 4 for 32. I mean, if we shoot 50%, we win going away. But Sean made the early 3, plus 1, and they chased both of them. They chased them. If they needed to switch, they switched. They didn't really pay much attention to the other guys. They were hell-bent on making sure that those two guys didn't beat them.
Bob, do you think Seth or Jamel maybe helps 4 for 32, or is the trade-off of not knowing how they handle a game like that really not worth the experiment?
I thought that was as physical a game as we've played in a while, and why would I throw a 170-pound guy out there that's a freshman that's never been in that situation? And he had no chance. Had no chance in that situation. He's going to be a really good player, but he had no chance in that situation.
That many misses for you, do you think those were shots that were just maybe the quality of the shots led to the percentage, or just not lucky? Just that because it was at times good in the first half.
We had better looks in the first half than we did the second half. A lot of them were around the rim. Should be able to score a higher percentage than that around the rim.
Anything else?
Did you compete on the boards the way you wanted? I mean, your numbers there were okay.
Not really. Not really, but it seems things happen to us that don't happen to other people, and I got to be careful. But I mean, there were some plays that probably should have went our way and didn't. And at some critical times when we were trying to get back in the game or stay even or maybe stay ahead a little bit, and you got to make that stuff happen. We don't make it happen.
Coach, going through all of this, I guess what I want to ask about is the resiliency of your guys to keep coming back, giving good. I mean, you had good effort tonight, obviously good effort the other night against Baylor, Arkansas, second half. The resiliency that you see in them during this, has it been what, is that a positive that you like to see, I guess?
Well, yeah, that's a positive. I mean, it's a whatever it is, a 4-point game or whatever, and we've talked about staying in front of your man, and we reach around and try to kick it out from behind, and the guy ends up running over a guy, and it's not a charge because the foul was before the charge. Why would you do that? I mean, why? I mean, particularly when you've been told, that doesn't help us, that hurts us. Things like that. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, five straight points, they just went at one guy. I mean, they just went at one guy and scored a lay-in and a three, a lay-in and an open three, and they picked him out. And to me, that would, excuse my language, that pissed me off. If they singled me out, that they were gonna, they thought they could beat me, I'd be irate. I'd be ready to. If he did score, he wouldn't like the finish. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't. We seem to do things that we know better than at the wrong times. But I think that I think it happens to everybody at some point in time. I mean, we can't afford it. We don't have that margin for error that other people have. When you're 4 for whatever it was, 32, you got no margin for error. No.
Bob, at this point, what would be good out of your point guard position?
What would be good? What do you mean?
I mean, there's probably things that maybe in the beginning you wanted, perhaps you can't get there, but it seems like that maybe Malik hasn't been as productive lately, but he was before. Is there a a happy place that they can get to that would help you all?
Well, Mike, and it's not just them, obviously, but we turned the ball over at an alarming rate. We don't get loose balls at an alarming rate. We turn it over at an alarming rate. I think if any one of them would step up and not do that, we constantly let our guy go by us so we can try to steal it from behind at an alarming rate. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things they can do. You know, you want to ask me about the bigs? Yeah, they could rebound it. When it's in their hands, they could hold on to it. When they have a shot from 1 foot, they ought to make it. Sure, there's a lot of things you can say. Reality is it hasn't happened all year. So you know what knob am I going to turn to make it happen now? And we've tried, man. I'm telling you, we've tried. We've tried. We start practice every day, you know, with individual offense. We're trying to get them. We're trying to get them better. We're trying to get them more fundamentally sound. But, you know, all you guys get all enamored with this damn portal and try to take a guy who's played in another system for 4 years or whatever and change him. It's hard. It's not their fault. It's really not their fault. For what it's worth,